So hi everybody and welcome back to the Unreal Engine 5 full game tutorial series for absolute beginners. This is video 10 for our tiny game. In this video we continue from the last video and we stopped here. And the last question is how we use this now, because we have already a game mode main menu here. One way is you just rename this one to your main menu, or you use this one every time. Another way is, for example, you say, okay, I have already this game mode and this one I will just set as a base with inheritance. Inheritance in this case will work like this. You select your template base, then you go here to file and then you make here a reparent blueprint. And here you can find now BP_GM, which we just get. For example, you select this one. Then you compile and now we have some errors here. Let's see what's the problem. Load save game. Okay, this one we don't need here. And you just delete this load save system here because we already have this here. And then after you compile this one, it should work. And now you can see the parent of this one is this one here, which means this one will be called first and then this one will work after this, but we have to set up this. Okay, to do that we make here a right click in our event graph in our project, then we search the node begin play and here we click on this one. This is the node which will start, and then from here we click again, right click on this node, and then here is add call to parent function, and this one we get here and connect this one, and that was it. Now this game mode will call first this game mode and after this one we run our code. Okay, and when you go here and compile there will be an error. The error is here you go to the template which you have imported, then you go here on top to class defaults, and again we go here in the section where we set up all the classes for this game mode. And here you have just to reset this one to the default values here. So here is probably some error. You set this back, so you see nothing. And then you see only default values. And then you can compile. And then this one should also compile. And the same thing you do here at start. You set everything to default because we have nothing created right now, and that should work. But the question is now, how is this load save system called? First of all, we will start with the load system because it's very easy. For that, we go to the level. Every level has a game mode assigned, or we can assign a game mode to it, and we have this. In our case we have assigned main menu. So when I press in this level the start button, then this game mode here will start. But where? We go back to our game mode, and here in the event graph we have this node event begin play. So when I press here the start button, this node will start as well because it is associated with this level. So this means from here it will call the parent begin play. The parent begin play goes to this template and it starts the node here, event begin play. And from here it goes to the sequence, which is not needed, so I delete it, because sequence means just run this line first. After you finish this line, then it would run this line, but we don't need this line because this was just an UI which we will create ourselves. So the sequence we don't need here, we can just delete. We can connect this one here, and then it goes to this here, and what you see here is a function. It's defined here on the left side, load game save. We can double click this one here and then it will execute everything here. And when we go on, you can see here is that save game exists. It's just a check. A branch means just it goes this line or this line, and then it will load the game from scratch. And if there is no load game, it will just create a save game object. But we will talk all about this one later more in detail. But the only important thing you should know here is, yes, the load file will be called at start, and the reason for that is because it is associated with the level, and the level has this set up here, the game mode, and the game mode goes directly to begin play, and then so on. And now we talk about how we save our file, and for that we go again to our template which we imported, and here we have this custom function which is called update spawn point. So this node here, this custom function must be called, because then this line goes here to this node which says I will save anything which you give me. And the thing what we want saved from here is, it is called this spawn point. You can see this here, and the spawn point must be found first or activated during the gameplay. So we switch now back to the original project because we have not set this up here in our project. Okay, here I am in the original project, which is the template intro to Unreal, and then I switch here again to the game mode which they have. We open this one up, we jump to the event graph, and here we have the same what we saw before, and here is the custom function which should be called. And to call this custom function here to save our file, there are many ways. One way would be you make just a UI, which means a user interface like a menu, and in the menu you have an option setting, and in the option settings you would have the option for the player save game. The player can then click save game. The save game clicking will call this one here, but in this demonstration here, in this demo template, they don't have this. They solve it another way, which is by with a collision box, which means you just run over a point and there is a invisible collision, and this one will call then our function here. But we have here a problem because they have created this blueprint spawn points, but when we go here through the map, I fly through this, I can't see the spawn points. I can see here other things. Let's click on this one here. Anything a door frame, but where are the spawn points actually placed, we can't see. So that's why we go again to our content drawer. We open up this one because I know it, and then normally you go here in this blueprint to the viewport, and then you should look around and see something. But in this case they make something strange. They set the visibility to hidden. We see nothing. So what we do is we go here to the component section, because these components which you see here are normally anyhow here in this level. So we go here on top, we go here in the details panel, then we write here visibility, and there is nothing. So here we can't set visibility. Okay, then we go to the capsule component, and you can see here is rendering. This means we can see something, and the visibility is set here to not checked, which means it's not visible. We set this visibility and we see now, and you can do this for the other ones too if you want. And then, so I clicked everything, you compile, save. Okay, and then you switch to the level, and now you should find this. And indeed, I can see here already a spawn point. So you can click on this one, to this red arrow perhaps, and here on the outliner it says BP spawn point 4, because there are probably more spawn points. But what does this mean? Let's say my character is here. I walk from here in, and you see this orange lines. This is the collision box, and when I walk with my character in, then the code, the blueprint code, will be activated. And we jump now to the blueprint code for this one. So you can click here because this one is this one, or that one which we have already opened. I click this one, and now we switch from viewport to the event graph, and here is a node called on component begin overlap. This node, how is this created? We go back first to the viewport again. We click now this orange lines. You can see it is selected this sphere, and the description says this is a sphere collision, and collision means all time when anything goes in and it collides with this lines, then a code can be triggered. And in this case it is this start node here. It says on component begin overlap, but let's go here back fast again. Let's select this one again, and here when we go here to the details panel, let's click this one away and scroll down. This collision has here important settings, and the important settings are most time events. You will see this events here, and this means just if something is colliding with these lines, I can trigger one of this one. In this case, you can see this one is already pre-selected because they have created, when you click on this one, then this node here will pop up, and if you click one of these other nodes, then the other nodes click up, and this means this node clicks up. Here's the white line. This one will execute this code, and this one will execute this code, and you can see they are calling here this update sphere function, and this update spawn point function, and this update spawn point is actually exactly that what we have in our game mode, which will save our file. Okay, so far you should understand that in a template in this intro to Unreal, there exists already a save load system, and you should be able to get this load save system from the game mode to your project if you need, or you just recreate this one. And for the code itself, we will talk this more in detail, but not with this example, because this is a basic and easy system which works. But for our game, we need a little bit more features, and therefore we will create something a little bit more complex. And with that said, you can of course research a little bit as load game systems on the internet with other tutorials where they explain everything more in detail. And don't worry about the code here right now, because we will recreate this one with the new system, which is more complex, and this kind of code you will understand then very easy. So I think that's enough for this video, and if you have any questions like all time, write in the comment section. See you in the next video. Bye and good luck.